YouTube guitar nerds that like red. If you don't like red, this is not your video, because everything here is red except doesn't match. Now I'm kind of matching. So, weird people that I know and love, like the band from Portugal over there, right there, and then over here, no. The man from Austria right there, Mr. Spalt, or Spalt, hello, sag hallo.
Hey, hello.
Okay, he has a voice this time. And then also Mr. Ergon and Teuffel, who is absent but coming. He's coming. They decided, let's build a whole bunch of red guitars, put them together in a thing called the Red Collection, which is kind of, you know, artsy, but why not? I feel bad about throwing this on the floor. So, many red guitars from 3 different builders in a little bit of an exhibition, if you might say so. So, we're gonna go through them, but before we do any of it, I saw this Totem X, which is Spalt's less expensive, still freaking expensive, okay, but less expensive line. No, but this is not one. Because I was wondering exactly, because look at the back. How is it not a Totem? Because of the pickups, and what in the world's going on in the back here? Look at the butt. What?
Weight relief. Well, it's to make the back comfortable and reduce the weight a little bit.
This is one of the most original calves I've ever seen in the back.
Really? Oh, thank you.
Yeah, but it looks like a Totem X, but it's not.
No, I mean, it's a similar shape, but this is a Totem. The difference is the pickups. The Totem X have a standardized pickup configuration. And also, if you look closely, there's little objects embedded.
You don't do this on the Totem. So let's go on the objects. Harry, let's figure out what this is. This is actually a...
If you can figure it out.
I would have said it's a strap-locky kind of thing, but it's not.
Actually, it's close. It's one of those things you use on a key ring. Your key rings.
This is a cable holder.
Yep. 10 points for you.
That's some kind of very old key from an Austrian castle.
No. It's an old...
Or a German castle.
No.
Lithuanian castle.
Not even close. It's an old clock hand.
God damn it. Okay.
Cuckoo clock.
Those weird ones. We have a bent screw, a little skull, a domino thing, a tack, another way. He's just like, wait, resin's drying. Here's my table. Here's my desk. Done. This is how that works, right?
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
It's like, wait, what other shit can I throw in there? Tack, fine. Go in the kitchen. Oh, we don't need this anymore.
It takes a few days to find just the right object. So it's a lot.
So you say, Michael, so you say.
And, you know, what would fit the best?
Well, it is red, so I'm gonna...
It's a piece of art, okay.
It is red, so I'm gonna say yes, you thought about it.
Yes, I did.
And the pickup is red, and the purple matches. It's in the red family.
Uh-huh.
And the 3 is kind of reversed.
Yeah. It's a letter used for stamping, printing.
Do you have a little thing at home where you keep, like in like boxes, all the things you might use for guitars that you get from flea markets and stuff like this?
Yeah, I do. It's a whole room, and they don't stay in the boxes though. It's like all over the room. And
so it looks, in your creative room, it looks like you're messy.
It looks kind of like that, yeah.
Okay.
You're right. You know, it goes just in a corner, sweep it up, and put it in a guitar.
Okay, moving on. Here's the Totem X, which is the more affordable model. No in the resin, but still every top is unique.
Yes. And
Every single one I've seen is stunning.
Thank you. It's cut off pieces that I use from other guitars. You know, you cut pieces off, you have the wood. I never throw anything away. So I use these to do these collages. It's a solid back. So we did this in Mannheim, didn't we?
Yes, we talked about them. I really want to get one to try in the studio through a bunch of amps because I'm so curious what the tonal quality of these are. And, you know, you can never check it out here.
Yeah,
it's just not happening.
Chance, no.
So then we have that one. That one is called
The Red Twist.
And I just heard from your lovely spouse Tanya, it's already sold.
Yes, it sold yesterday. 10 minutes after we opened, it was gone. And
it's ultra unique. And Harry, come in on the pickups here. I don't even know what that is and how you do it.
Well, I developed my own pickups because I needed something special that fits with the whole thing. So different colors and so on. I call them bone tops because most of them are made of colored bone. These are coral tops. These are actually corals. This is called tiger coral and blue coral.
So this isn't colored in, this is actually natural in it.
Yes, it's a natural material.
So what about this beautiful piece of metal? Did you make this? Did you find this?
No, I made that. It's made from plate. It's all cut out and shaped.
Oh, let's get closer to Harry. Come on. Harry, get this stuff.
He's got to tell it's
Yeah.
It's shaped by hand and polished. And the idea is this is a neck through. It's one piece of wood all the way.
That's, of course, rosewood.
No, it's Wenger.
Ah, similar.
Yeah. It looks a little bit like rosewood. You're excused.
Okay.
These body and the aluminum frame allows me, you bolt these two parts. This one is adjustable. If you play down here or play up here, you can adjust the angle.
The angle, yes.
Yeah. And the clue about this one, I wanted to have a headstock that follows the lines of the fretboard, doesn't flare out. So when you look at it this way, it's straight up. But if I put a tuner in the proper place, it's out here. So the solution was to tilt the tuner so that the line remains straight. And out came the twisted headstock. That's why it's called Twist.
It's ultra original, and I love, locking tuners. Oh, you have, that's what you brought.
Yeah, and that big piece back there.
Oh, let's shoot the big piece over there.
Big piece.
Now, come on. This is like a whole installation.
We've got a bit of everything going on here. The colors and the boxes and this. Ooh.
The blue throws me off a bit. The one blue square.
What about that?
It throws me off a bit because it's, all red.
Yeah.
And the gold goes with red, and then there's the one blue square.
Yeah.
Like, what was the thinking behind that?
Well, this whole piece is called the red tide. Red tide is when fertilizer washes into the sea, algae blooms, and sucks up all the oxygen, then all the animals die, the fish. And that happens a lot, like in the Gulf of Mexico. And so the idea was, okay, the color red, the name red, and I was thinking Adriano, who you're going to interview and have fun with later, he wrote in his piece, the red line that humanity is approaching with the environment. And that kind of sparked the idea, okay, I'm calling it red tide. If you look here, you see the
Are you getting this? Good, okay.
Are you close enough? The dead crabs and things like that. And they're being replaced by the plastic fish.
Ah, okay, that's a big statement. Yeah, Jimmy's Harborside Restaurant, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever you did with the pickups, it's gorgeous. I mean, it's now that I know the story, it's tragic, but it's also very stunning.
And so this clock stuff, mechanical stuff, kind of represents our technology-based civilization. This one, I don't know what it means. This is stuff that I picked up for the most part, except for the little red skull. You want to take some close-ups afterwards. Is stuff I picked up on the beach. Thrash.
Actually from the beach. Trash from the beach.
So what's left is this little blue that you asked me about.
Yeah.
That is still the clean water and the clean beach. And these guys are just having fun at the beach.
So now I feel very cool because my question was, I picked up on this immediately, and this is very significant in the piece.
Yeah.
Very, very stunning. It's kind of like you don't really want to take the guitar to play it because it's part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
You can, but...
You can. It's designed that way. It still looks interesting. Carving in the back. Nice, you know, see, same thing.
Wangeneck this time again?
Yeah, I did 2 Wangenecks. The red theme, the back of the headstock. It's like whatever those shoes are called that, you know, ladies wear.
Yeah.
They have the red soles.
Why would I know? But I mean...
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I actually knew the name, and now I got it.
Yeah, they're not Jimmy Choo
No.
or whatever. Anyway, something like that. Yeah, so it's a nice flamed mahogany back.
Did this already go to someone?
Yeah, this is sold. It's
Amazing. Okay, so that's what you brought, and now we need to find the crazy Portuguese man. Crazy Portuguese man. Thanks, Michael. Stunning as always. Come on, give me a hand. Come here.
Hello, German man.
Hello. So first we need to start with, you were not hurt in the making of the last video, right?
I was having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I got a lot of shit like, oh, you're insulting him and you're so mean to him.
No. I have humor.
Yeah.
And sarcasm also.
It's like, why would you talk about specs on your stunning instrument? I mean, specs, like, I don't know, scale length and stuff? Should we really do that?
If people want it, but they can go to the website and check it. You know, it's always 25, 26.
Yeah.
On mine is 25.
Let's rather make the video entertaining.
Yeah, also. That
Yeah.
we can.
Yeah.
Now we have to do it better than the last time.
Ooh, that's difficult. Well, we got Harry on the camera, so let's see what we can do. So you brought for the red collection, let me guess, some red guitars?
With some red dish guitars, yes.
Red and then... Glenn Fricker,
Hey, honey, how are you?
we're looking at Ergon guitars
Cool. Wow, these look pretty badass.
from the red collection.
Wow.
Everything's red and everything's cool. But you've probably never seen a guitar like this.
No, that's pretty unique.
It's also probably, I don't know, I'm gonna guess what, 10?
9.
9. So this is $9,000 right there.
That's fine. I'm good.
Glenn's afraid. Look, if you break it, we're all insured, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, come on. But look, it's got gold in it.
Jeez. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
It's not a Glenn Fricker guitar because no bridge pickup.
Yeah. Definitely not. No.
Do not drop D on this. Or you could, but I mean, not into a rev.
Yeah. Probably not. Wow.
Devin Townsend was playing drop C early on.
Kevin was here playing. No.
Yeah.
Sacrilege.
Before
Look at the back here.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Well done. Nicely done.
And now, for once, you're actually on a good show. Look at that.
I'm sorry?
Now you're actually on a good show, you know, instead of your weird thing.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Henning was trying to be funny. I apologize.
Trying.
Yes.
I beat you with this thing. I don't care. I'll pay the $9,000 just to hit you over the head with it.
Bring it.
Shit. Look at the volute. This is like the biggest jazz volute in the world.
Yeah, that's so it doesn't snap off like a Gibson.
There we go. See, and you can actually hang it on it.
Oh, that's pretty cool too. Don't drop it.
I'm really, really trying not to.
Okay, good idea.
Yeah, get out of here.
All right, take care, man.
What a stunning instrument. Does it have a name?
Yes, it's Porto, like the second main city in Portugal, Porto. And yep, specs. You want specs?
No, not really.
It's
Wood.
Yeah, lace wood, mahogany, Honduras mahogany, cedar neck, ebony fretboard, frets, Evergold.
Harry, get in on the fret ends if you can, because they are very differently rounded. They seem to kind of sit on top more. I've never seen something like this. They're very high frets, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And I've never seen. Usually they kind of run off to the side, but they're kind of like not They just like end, but then they round it off. It's a very different fret edge treatment.
Yeah, and there is a lot of work there. Yes, a lot of work. And
Hence the price.
yes, a little bit also helps. But that's the way I like it. And if there's any movement on the wood also, they will not feel any difference. So
Are these two holes for the pickup height adjustment?
that's correct. Yeah, yeah.
Almost as if I know things.
What?
Almost as if I know things.
Yeah, it is for the pickup adjustment. Yeah,
And this, of course, is a cymbal.
symbol as I do on all my guitars, hammered in.
Stunning. So, moving on, we got... Is this sitting right?
Yeah, that's
Good.
perfect.
We got more. Oh, that one we know already. Come on. We've seen it with the whole... Done.
Yeah.
Watch our Mannheim video. It's in there. Moving over here. So, whoa, we got a top here. Wait, you hold this.
I hold that.
Really get this in our grill.
Okay.
This is heavier.
It's a solid body.
This has two humbuckers
It's two
and not the fancy wooden one.
No, 59 Ari Heusel version. 59 Ari Heusel version. Yes. So that's a maple top. This is the first wood I ever bought to make guitars. More than 20 years ago. I bought it actually in Germany. And for some reason I decided to use it. It's mahogany. Cymbals again. All hammered in. And
There are 5 cavity covers.
yeah, it's one for each part.
But
and
there are 5 cavity covers. You want to work hard, right?
I love that, yes.
Come on, look, how awesome is this? Because each one is individually shaped to match the body perfectly.
Thank you. Yep. Yeah, I love that. And also...
Mike.
Oh, Mike, sorry guys. And shielding-wise, it's better for me. I don't like to see a big thing here on my wood. So...
Sometimes, big wood's good.
yeah, sometimes it's not... It's when... Yeah, well, whatever.
The volute again, but each one is obvious. What is that nibble here?
That's a truss rod cover.
No, it's not.
Yes, it's a truss rod cover. It comes out with a magnet, and then which is attached to the truss rod key, and then keep it together.
You are crazy. What a
I
stunning
like that.
instrument, and you could probably, really rock on this. I mean, Harry Heusel, come on, 59.
Yeah, that's more rock and roll guitar. That's for sure.
How much does Joe Schmo have to pay for this?
6,000.
Hey, that's in the high boutique pricing, but it's not in the art pricing.
No. It's a solid body, so I don't have that as much work as I have on the other one, less carving. And I also want to make it a bit more affordable than the other ones I have, which is a totally different instrument.
Look, Adriano, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Great
Thank you
work,
very much.
Amazing guitars. And now to the Teufel. We're moving on in the Red Collection to the last 2 guitars. Apparently I have to bring it up there, says Harry. So, we're gonna, we're gonna go over here with Mr. Teufel. We're gonna call him Mr. Teufel because that is his name. Uli Teufel from Germany. I'll shake my finger. Hi, Uli.
Hi.
So you've seen these guitars around. Let's step back a bit here. My headphones fell. And you hold this, so I can do the mic thing. So that's the birdfish, correct?
That's the birdfish, yes.
So the special thing on that is everything. Everything is special on it.
I mean, special on it is that you can slide the pickups and that you can interchange the tone bars of the guitar. Everything else is normal, I would say.
Of course you would say that because...
It's got a strat scale, it's got a volume pot, a tone pot, a 5-way selector and a jack. Things that guitars usually have.
The thing is, this is why Uli Teufel builds the guitars he builds, because he literally thinks this is normal. Which is, that's how we think about guitars. Why have what everyone else has? It's got the strat scale, that's normal.
It's got a strat scale,
yeah. And everything else is normal. Awesome.
Everything, well, let's agree on the sound of this guitar is quite traditional. And that's true. Now I'm not kidding.
I've never heard one. I mean, where can you play one of these other than maybe at guitarshop.de?
You can play it on a sofa, on a chair.
I mean, where do you get to test one? That's what I mean.
Okay.
You know, that's difficult. You know, Thomann doesn't have the sitting around. Guitar Center doesn't have them.
I don't have really much dealers. Most of these guitars end up in the hands of appreciators who really love that. But there's the North American guitars in England, for instance, they have one to play. Then Guitar Shop in Germany has one to play.
Christian, what's his face? Klaas? What's his name?
Christian?
Klaas.
I don't know Christian.
The owner of the shop.
Matthias.
Matthias Klaas. Yes.
Christian.
I don't know. I just met him. I'm not.
Matthias Klaas is the owner of the shop. He has one. He has a Birdfish Prodigy, quite similar to that, but with Siricote neck and quilted maple tone bars. Yeah.
And you can exchange the tone bars.
You can interchange the tone bars by dismantling these two bowls and put on another one. So there are sets of tone bars. One is from flamed maple, the other is from flamed mahogany. The neck of this guitar is covered with ebony, but it's not an ebony neck because I'm not a fan of those kind of hard rock or really, really solid hard rock necks like rosewood and all that. So what I do is I cut off a solid blank of ebony, put away the fingerboard and carve it out, and in goes a neck of hard rock maple. So you see, when you look closely here, you see the maple inside.
All the way in there. Harry,
But
can
it's
you
not
actually get
veneered,
that
so
for me, not, huh?
the grain doesn't work, doesn't run here. It's a solid piece of wood. So therefore you think it's ebony, but it's much too light
But
for
it's
ebony.
still about 1.5 millimeters of ebony.
Millimeter and a half of ebony. Yeah.
That
So
actually,
it doesn't wear off.
oh no, I mean it's not a veneer. It's like
No, it's not a veneer.
It's
It's cut off a solid block. A veneer would look different. Totally. Yeah.
but that must be a lot of work.
Depends. Yeah, it's a lot of work. So the pickups are made the same way. It's a block of ebony. I carve it off. I wind the pickups by myself. So this guitar, for instance, comes with 3 different humbuckers and 2 different single coils. Single coils and humbucker fit into the same shape of pickup because it should look the same way. So I cut it off, mount the pickups inside, and then I glue the top veneer, so to say, which I cut off on top and sand it down so you don't see the joint and everything.
And this, friends, is why when you are asking yourself, why the fuck is a Teuffel guitar so expensive? You need to know the details. You look at it, you're like, oh, dark neck. You don't know that it's carved out and there's a maple neck in there. You look at the pickups like, oh, it's kind of dark. You don't know that this is an ebony shell that's hollowed out, filled with electronics, and you can't even see a seam where the top is put on. This is German craftsmanship at its best.
You might not know that this is cut off a solid block of aluminium and then sanded and polished. Well, I can tell you because I do it in my workshops. So
You do the metal work yourself?
everything. Well, I don't build the pots.
Well, okay then, Uli.
Yeah,
That's
but
fine.
Everything else is built in my workshop. Yeah, the metalwork and the woodwork.
So what is the standard price for a birdfish?
The Birdfish Classic starts at $15,300, and this one is $20,000.
Why is this 120?
It's more work than the standard Birdfish.
Okay, well, what's different?
The standard Birdfish has got a neck made from bird's eye maple, a one-piece maple neck, and 2 sets of tone bars which are colored with a matte finish, with a soft feeling finish. It's much more work.
These are high gloss, and this has the hollowed neck.
Yeah.
Well-
And the pickups are wooden. The other pickups are cast in epoxy and then painted.
Okay.
It's the same sounding pickup, but the execution is different.
Okay. It's stunning, but you've got another guitar here at the Red Collection. Let's look at it.
Another model that I have here, the name of this guitar is Niwa. It's the Japanese word for garden. So this guitar is like a landscape. It's very three-dimensional. Therefore, I called it that way.
Can you turn it very, very slowly so the camera can actually get the three-dimensionality? Because from the front, it's tough to see.
You're right. The body is Sweetenia mahogany. It's not stained. I treat the surface of the wood in a process that I read out of a old handcrafts book from the medieval. I mean, the book is not from the medieval, but in the book is described how they treated wood in the medieval, and it's a kind of chemical process which turns the black surface, the mahogany surface, into something black. So it goes deep into it's 1 millimeter deep. Okay. So you still see the grain. It looks like ebony actually, but it's not. It's mahogany. Because for this project of the red guitar, I wanted to have a neutral canvas, which is black, to perform the red color on it.
That's one of the most stunning necks I've ever seen. So hold that still so Harry can really get in on that grain, because that is just ridiculous. And I don't even like red, but wow. And then the headstock, I mean, this is one piece, I would assume, right?
It's one piece, yeah. The headstock has inlaid tuners, so they are recessed here.
Harry, can you get that? That's really carved out. It's almost flush with the headstock.
So there's a roller nut on, a floating vibrator, and 3 pickups. That means bridge is a humbucker. Then we have a split coil and another split coil. And the wiring works on a 5-way selector first, which connects the 3 pickups in a kind of strat configuration, but the bridge pickup just alone goes through these pipe paths. So you can pre-select your rhythm sound here, and this is a kind of flow switch, but it still goes through volume and tone.
These are not sticky uppies, but diagonalies.
Yeah, and they run like this if you blend them.
Oh, okay, beautiful. Yeah. That's actually really smooth. Just don't lose the rubber thing, because then you're screwed.
It will come off. The jack is here on the back side.
And this piece is the cavity cover?
Yeah, this is the control cover, so to say. Yeah, the electronic cavity cover. But it's also made from mahogany, same piece of wood.
What a stunning guitar. So, I know they want to know, because, you know, how much?
This costs 12,500.
Almost a bargain compared to the Birdfish. But I mean, how many of these do you make a year?
I make, all in all, not more than 15 guitars. It depends on the model. So if it's more Birdfish in the batches, then it's less than 15. If it's some Teslas, which is more, it's a more affordable guitar, it's easier to build, then it can be up to 15, 16 guitars. But I work just for myself, so I don't have employees. Therefore, the output is really, really limited.
How long do you sit on a Birdfish?
It depends, you know, the metal parts of the Birdfish I produce in batches of 5. Therefore, it's hard to say how long but if I would count all the hours together, I think it would be 100 hours, maybe 120, I don't know.
It looks like ridiculous work, and I mean, the attention to detail is stunning. And obviously, these are between tool and art. Same thing I talk with Jens Ritter about all the time. You know, is that legit? Should a guitar be a piece of art? Well, obviously, I would rather have a guitar on the wall for lots of money and never play it than a painting which, even if I wanted to play it, I can't play. Yeah. You know, this is...
You're right. Most of the paintings, they don't play well. Yeah.
No, not really.
There might be some, but I have never played a good painting.
How awesome is it to have something that visually excites you, that fits into your living room and all this, but when you want to, you take it down and you actually create more art with it, which a painting doesn't create more paintings.
But of course, it's another world. There is so much reason for having paintings, but I think a guitar floating into the art world is also something that is a really, really passionate dedication to the guitar as a cultural symbol. So I think both have their meaningful life.
Oh, absolutely.
Guitars.
Yes. So, but the whole discussion, should a guitar be a piece of art? Should they be in this price range? Look, he's selling them, so there's clearly people who say yes. And they're not just pretty to look at, they sound good. I've heard many people say that Teuffel guitars sound phenomenal. And I know that Kirk Hammett owns a Birdfish, right? He actually plays it with Metallica.
Yeah,
It's being played in the background right now.
Apparently there's a Birdfish being played behind me right now.
Yeah, Kirk Hammett owns a Birdfish and a Tesla and a Niwa, and he used to play them. Yeah, they sound well. Why not? I mean, it's another cover version of a Stratocaster. It's not much different. Why shouldn't it sound?
No one, exactly. So thank you, Oli, for your time. This was great. We've never met. I've met everyone in the guitar world but you, so this was for me, bucket list, check mark. Thanks to Harry for filming this Red extravaganza and Sophia and Cheddar for, helping with the whole trip. So the only thing left to say is check out these brands if you are in the market for crazy, amazing, artistic expression in the guitar world. Those are the people to go to. They're also really nice people. And it's nice to spend your money with nice people, because there's so many assholes in the world. Don't give them your money. And then, as always, animals at the end.